This is my puppy pen setup. Just have an X pen stretched across the corner here and a little pen in here. Okay. And this bedding has changed badly. I thought I'd wait till today. So that should be maybe mostly done bleeding. Stop getting it all dirty again. And I changed it, so I'm going to put something in here with more traction because I need to see. See how his legs just keep splayed out behind him? Part of that's because he's a puppy, but the other part is he needs better traction. So I think I'm gonna give Kate a bath, change his bedding, and give him some better traction. And I have an idea of what to give him, what kind of bedding. I'm not sure it's gonna work, so I'll try that. And then if it doesn't, have a rug. We've used rugs before and they work great, so we'll see. And see how their feet just keep sliding up behind them? Well, the girl's not doing it because she's not really pushing around. I'll show you how to fix that. Give them better traction. Okay, so now I've changed the bedding. Okay, it's clean, almost dry. Let's see how much better traction they have. Except they won't start moving. This little girl has already shown that she's a nestler. She gets her head in a little crack like this and will just go right to sleep. Straighten that crack out, then she's gonna go find her mama. She don't like that. So look how that guy's pretty much standing already. So he has traction with his hind legs now. Look how much better traction than what you saw this morning. I'm gonna have to be careful of those if they're gonna want to start going under here. I'm gonna have to do something else. Use a rug. Oh, and I've added her food bowl in here. I wouldn't want to put it in the whelping box normally. Hi, Kate. But we get terrible ants if they detect anything out here, so it's just gonna be in the box. I don't want piles of ants everywhere. So I realized I never said why your whelping box should have good traction, and the answer to that is that there has been some research that shows that different traction in the whelping box can lead to hip dysplasia or not lead to hip dysplasia, depending on what kind of traction you have. And I'll link that article in the description. I don't know if the research was specifically on the whelping box, but on other factors in the environment that can cause hip dysplasia or make it more likely to happen. It's genetic too. So that's what I'm doing here. You'll notice that this is different now. It's not the sheepskin. I've put 2 rugs in here because a puppy got underneath the sheepskin last night, and that's a good way to smother puppies. And actually, I've had just 1 rug in here for the most of the day, and I was going to try 2, and I can already see that that's not working because it's coming up right here. It's not gripping the bottom of the pool, and it's because it's on top of the other rug, so I'll just have to go back to 1 rug since it's not full coverage on the pool, but they elect to stay on the rug, and they're good at knowing where it is, so I'll just do that. So I'm going to raise these puppies following the guidelines on the puppy culture DVD. And some of it's a little out there, like stroking the mother's side before she has the puppies. It'll make the puppies more like to be petted and stuff. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's true, but what puppy doesn't like to be pet? So I don't see any reason to do that. There's some things like that, but for the most part, this is a really good DVD. I was a little skeptical. I was thinking, you know, maybe she's a person that thinks dogs are humans, and you know, something like that. How you should treat your puppy, and maybe she is. And there is some stuff that's a little overboard, but overall, I very much recommend this DVD. It's very good. It just tells you socialization, introducing new things to the puppies, combating food aggression from an early age, litter box training them so that they're ready to be housebroken, crate training them so that they don't go home and scream for 3 weeks after they get home. There's just so much information. One of the first things you do is early neurological stimulation, which is, I'll show you in a little bit here. You tickle the one paw, for 3 to 5 seconds, and then hold them head up and head down on their back, and then put them on a wet washcloth each for 3 to 5 seconds. And supposedly, what happens is it helps them have better heart rates, more resistance to stress, just more healthy in general, better adrenal system, and maybe a few more too. But if that's not true, I know it doesn't hurt, so I'm gonna do it anyway. So the first thing I'm gonna do is tickle paws for 3 to 5 seconds. And then I'm gonna hold it up like this for 3 seconds. And then face down for 3 seconds. It's okay, too. And then it's back for 3 seconds. And then I'm gonna turn it over and put it on this cold wet washcloth. 2, 3, 4, 5. And they can go home. You don't want to stop them from walking off the washcloth. If they want to do that, that's fine. I'm not a puppy. Mad, mad, mad. Okay, let's try this one. Can't even get one of its paws. There you go, good puppy. Okay. Nope. That one's not gonna work. Pitch that back out. Alright. Alright. I don't want to get back in. Don't understand you. So here's how it's going to be. There's some empty space on both sides of the rug, but they prefer to stay on the rug. You never want to help their puppies find their mom, because it teaches them, not helping them teaches them to think for themselves and figure things out. And the other thing is, especially when you have a small litter, you can get swimmer puppies, because all they ever do is lay there and eat. There's no competition, or relatively none. And they don't have to move much because mama just lays there nice and they never get shoved off or anything. Ginger, is that enough? So it's good for them to do some extra moving around so they don't turn into those swimmer puppies. Gingy, stop squeaking that. Ginge! Ginger! Good girl. Alright, so here's week 1. They're 3 days old. I'll do the early neurological stimulation from 3 days to 16 days. And we'll move on to some other stuff. Apologize for the squeaking in the background. Ginger's being naughty. So, see you next week. You gonna say bye, Kate? Huh? Good girl.